Hello, yogis. Welcome to your chair yoga practice for today. Let's get started by relaxing back into our chair. Have the feet flat onto the floor. Turn the palms of the hands to face up if you need more energy, or palms of the hands to face down if you need a little bit more calming, more soothing, more grounding. So, whatever feels good for you, you can close the eyes or have a soft gaze down towards the floor. And we always start by taking a few moments in stillness to just check in to see how the body's doing. See how your mind, how your heart's doing, just making those observations without any judgment, just making note. And then let's start to build our Ujjayi breath, our victorious breath, where we breathe in and out through the nose, if that's comfortable. Feel the belly rise and fall with the breath, as if you can direct your breath right in and out of your navel or lower belly. And then we'll add a soothing sound to the breath, as if you're fogging a mirror in front of you, even if the lips are together. And we'll try to maintain this way of breathing throughout our entire practice. But if you do need to breathe in an alternate way for a few rounds of breath, go ahead and do so, and then do the best that you can to maintain your Ujjayi breath. Let's draw the palms of the hands together at our heart. And if you'd like to set an intention or a dedication for your practice, go ahead and do so at this time. And then slowly blink the eyes open. Namaste. Always a pleasure to practice with you. Let's scooch forward into our chair so we can sit up tall, find our way into mountain pose, where we have that really good posture, already engaging slightly through those core muscles to help support the spine, shoulders back and down over the hips, head pulled back over the tailbone, bottom of the chin parallel to the floor, and then extend, stretch those arms as long as you can without locking out the elbows, and then feel those fingers stretch, the palms of the hands stretch. Breathe here. Just feel the power of this pose, all the energy that you're creating just from sitting in stillness with that good posture. And then on the next inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's circle that a few more times. And always keep those joints happy. Find the range of motion that feels good to your body. So we never want to feel pain. And if you can kind of increase that range of motion, go ahead and do so just to a comfortable point. Sometimes I like to draw my arms back behind me a little bit, but try to keep those shoulders down and away from those ears. Let's inhale to lift those arms up. Exhale, open it out. So inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, open it out. So just make those circles as big as is comfortable to your body. So you start to feel a nice opening for the chest and the shoulders. All right, let's place the hands onto the thighs. Inhale, seated cow pose. Exhale, round seated cat. So we'll move on the rhythm of the breath just a few more times. Inhale, nice stretch for the chest. Exhale, nice stretch for the back of the body. One more time. And then let's inhale, circle the arms out and up or forward. Exhale, easy, gentle side bend. Please place the bottom hand on the thigh so you can inhale, press into it to come up. Exhale over to the other side. So just a gentle side bend to start. It doesn't have to be anything too deep. Just looking for a little side bending for the spine with support of that bottom hand onto the thigh. One more time on each side. Inhale to lift. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side bend. Right, so let's come back to center and then hands back to the heart. Take a round of breath here. Reset. Nice. And then we'll take an inhale to sit up a little bit taller. Exhale, twist. We'll hold here and first start just a shallow twist. And as you breathe, think of inhaling to sit up as tall as you can. Exhale, maybe deepen the twist only if that's safe for your body. And looking as far back as is comfortable, shoulders melt down. Last round of breath here. Gentle twist for the spine. And then on the next inhale, come back to center. Exhale over to the other side. So inhale to sit up tall. Keep the head over the tailbone. Exhale, maybe deepen the twist gently if you can comfortably. So maybe you're found kind of your maximum twist, or maybe you're just very gently twisting with each breath. Last round of breath here. Nice. Let's slowly come back to center. Let's separate the feet a little bit wider than the hips, elbows alongside the body. Take an inhale. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Just a few inches or just a few degrees. Maintain that strong flat back and notice if you're overarching through the spine. So engage, pull the navel in, move the shoulders away from the ears. And then from here, really engage through those core muscles, press into the heels so you're engaging through those legs as well. Full body is involved. Let's draw those arms out to the side and up. Move the shoulders away from the ears, palms facing down. And then let's draw those arms forward, any amount. Thumbs draw towards each other, but maybe they don't touch. And then let's draw those arms back as far back as is comfortable. Try to keep those arms parallel to the floor. Inhale, arms forward. Exhale, draw back. Let's do one more time. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Relax those arms back down by the sides and then hands onto the thighs, elbows in. Press into the hands to rise up with that flat back. And now let's draw those feet together and inner legs together. Lift those heels. Now let's lean it back any amount until you feel those abdominal muscles engaged. Let's draw those arms out, move the shoulders down. Remember, arm part is optional, so if you need to keep your hands underneath your legs for support, you can. And then let's draw those arms forward, any amount, and then out, and maybe a little bit back behind. Inhale, arms forward. Exhale, out and back. One last time. Nice. And then relax those arms down, hands underneath the legs to pull you up. Let's scooch back into our chair, warm up through the legs. So let's lift one foot, a few circles to start so we can see how the ankle's doing. Maybe even cross the toes if you can. Change the direction of the foot circle. Inhale, kick it forward, toes lift. Exhale, hug it in. 2 more times. Inhale, kick it forward. Exhale, hug it in. And last time. And then let's find those circles at the knee just to get an easy stretch for the hips. See how the hips doing for today. Whew. My hips a little sore today because I did some leg work yesterday, some muscle strengthening work. Let's change the direction of our knee circle. So this should feel just like a pleasant warm-up sensation. Let's go over to the other leg. So we'll lift first a few circles. My right ankle seems to have more cracks in it. Let's change the direction of our circle. And then inhale, press it forward. Exhale, hug it in. Ooh, nice stretch there. 2 more times. Always trying to move with the rhythm of the breath. The breath is guiding our movement. It's the music to our movement. And then let's find some circles. So even if I don't cue the breath, find your own rhythm. And move to your own rhythm. Change the direction of your knee circles, your hip circles. All right, let's go ahead and place that foot down. Let's lift back up. So we're sitting towards the front edge of the chair. Let's draw those hands back behind us. Just one stretch for the chest before we come to stand. And then we'll straighten the arms. Lean it back. Think of that sensation of lifting the heart up towards the ceiling, just to a comfortable point. Imagine you're outside and the sun's rays are nice and warm your face on a cold winter day. And then walk your hands back towards you. All right. If you'd like to do the standing poses, please carefully come to stand behind your chair and I will meet you there. For the standing poses, the chair is here for support if you need it, so feel free to keep one or both hands on the chair the whole time if necessary. Do only what is safe and comfortable and keeps you upright. I'm going to give you the side view. So let's find mountain pose. Separate those feet about hip bone distance apart, all 10 toes pointing forward, and also notice where you tend to pressure the feet. Maybe you're an outer edge foot pressurer. Maybe you're an inner edge foot pressurer. So try to balance between the four corners of the feet, which excludes the toes, so that you can really feel the whole foot gently pressing down. We're not trying to collapse the arch of the foot into the floor, getting that natural arch that's in your foot and maybe a little bit of engagement through the muscles of the feet to help support just a soft, gentle bend in those knees so we don't lock out the knees, and then stand up tall with that good posture. And I always like to start every day with a few half sun salutes. So let's inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, soft bend in those knees, hands onto the top of the chair for your forward fold, elbows in. Keep your spine nice and long, strong, flat back. Bend those knees as much as you need to feel the work of the glutes or those buttocks. Inhale, straighten the arms like you're doing a little push-up. Exhale, release. Inhale, let's rise all the way up, strong, flat back, arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's do two more. Inhale to lift. Exhale, fold, elbows alongside the body. Inhale, straighten the arms, any amount. Exhale, release, hinging forward at the hips. Inhale, rise back up, press into the heels, feel the work of the legs. Exhale, hands to the heart. One last time, inhale to lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, little push-up. Exhale, release. Stretch it out. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to the heart, hands onto the chair, step it back to your downward facing dog. The depth of your dog is up to you. Move the shoulders down, separate the feet hip bone distance, or even a little bit wider. Try to get all 10 toes to point as forward as you can comfortably. Soft bend in the knees, release down to your comfortable point. Sometimes I just like to stay on the forearms if I need a little bit more support. But notice if the shoulders are coming up, pull those shoulders away from the ears. Breathe here. So we're stretching out through the back of the body, stretching out through the legs, but bend those knees as much as you need to. So priority is to stretch out the torso. Find that sound to your breath. It feels good. And then hands onto the top of the chair, rise with the flat back, step the right foot forward. Warrior one base, heels of the feet hip bone distance apart, and then let's bend that front right knee to stack it and track it towards the center of those toes. So it's stacked atop the ankle, back leg is strong and straight, back toes angled to the outside of your chair. Upright the spine, maybe one or two arms lift, move the shoulders down. Find mountain pose here. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, hinge a little bit forward at the hips, just so you can draw those arms back and reach those pinkies up towards your ceiling. Strong flat back. Notice if there's any twisting happening in the hips. So everything's still pointing forward, pressing into that front right heel. Lots of energy through the entire body. You'll feel the work of that outer right hip or the right buttock. And then let's sweep those arms forward and up to come back up. Hands to the heart. Hands onto the chair. Let's step it back to downward facing dog. Melting down as far as is comfortable. Nice easy stretch. And then let's lift up, step the left foot forward. So come into warrior one on the side. Bending that left knee so it stacks atop the ankle, tracks towards the center of those toes. Right leg strong and straight. Right toes angled to the outside of the chair, then upright the spine, shoulders over the hips, core engaged, and then maybe one or two arms or no arms lift. Your choice. Take a moment to find your balance here. So our warrior one is even a balance pose. You might feel little wiggles happening in those ankles. Take an inhale, and then exhale. Hinge a little bit forward to your comfortable point, and draw those arms back and up. Reach them up. Think as if somebody is gently pulling your arms or your hands away from the shoulders just to a comfortable point. So lots of energy in the arms, energy in the core, energy in the legs. Find that Ujjayi breath. Our version of humble warrior or half humble. And then we'll sweep those arms up, upright for warrior one. Hands onto the chair. Step it back for downward facing dog. Breathe here. Maybe it's a forearm dog today. As long as you can keep those shoulders away from the ears. So maximize the space between your shoulders and the bottom of your earlobes. And then press into the chair to rise. Take as many steps as you need to carefully come to stand back behind the chair. Let's find our way into chair pose. So feet together or feet hip bone distance apart, your choice. So stand up nice and tall. And then let's start to hinge forward at the hips. Bend those knees, draw your bottom back behind, feel the weight into the heels, almost as if somebody is gently drawing your hips back, but don't go back, don't fall over. So find the balance, and arms can counterbalance. Breathe here. Find that lift in the chest. So we don't want the heart or your chest to be pointing down. Imagine you're sitting in a chair, in a high chair, and having a conversation with somebody. So the face is pointing forward, the chest is pointing forward, and getting that lift, squeeze through the buttocks, the legs. And then let's release, hands down. Go ahead and stand up tall. So if your feet are apart, make sure to keep the knees the same distance apart. That's just for good joint alignment. Let's come back into chair, but keep those hands onto the chair. Notice if there's an overarch in the spine, engage through the core. Let's start with the left hand onto the hip, move the shoulders down, take an inhale, and then exhale. We're just twisting the shoulders to the left, but the left hand's on the hip to make sure the hip doesn't go. So we don't want the hips to twist. Left hand is kind of keeping the hip where it is, and we're just twisting the shoulders as far as it's comfortable. Maybe right hand stays onto the chair, maybe right arm extends forward with the thumb pointing up. Breathe here. Release right hand down. Untwist, and then stand up tall, maybe a little shake out, and then let's go over to the other side. Find chair pose. Now the right hand is on the hip to keep it right where it is so it doesn't twist for the shoulders. Make sure you can see your toes. So knees are behind the toes, heavy in the heels. Take an inhale, and then exhale. Just a little turn of the shoulders and the chest to the right. Maybe left arm extends forward, thumb pointing up. But definitely find your Ujjayi breath as best as you can for a chair twist. And then left hand down, untwist. Go ahead, stand up tall. Separate the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Take an inhale. Exhale, supported forward fold, soft bend, and then those knees, forearms onto the top of the chair. So feel a nice stretch for the back of the body, for the lower back, and maybe it's a pedal through the legs, bending one knee at a time, straightening the opposite leg, just to get some stretch, some movement into the back of the body. Nice. And then bend through both knees. Let's slowly roll it up the spine by placing the hands onto the top of the chair, elbows in, press into the hands, engage through those core muscles to slowly come on up. All right, I'm going to face you now. Let's come into our temple pose. So separate those feet wider than the hips, toes about 45 degrees, and then let's start to bend those knees. Remember, when we bend those knees, the knees do not go past the ankles and they track towards the center of those toes. So the knees will want to come in, open them out. And then the depth of your temple pose is up to you. Let's draw those arms, maybe the arms, maybe not, out to the side if you'd like. And breathe here. So we're just going to hold here for another couple rounds of breath, building lots of heat and energy in the legs. Draw the shoulders back and down. Pull the rib cage and the belly in for a neutral position of the spine as best as you can. Let's go ahead, release, hands down, straighten the legs, all 10 toes pointing forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, soft bend in those knees, hinging it forward. So just a little bit. Squeeze through the muscles of the legs of the buttocks. Maybe one arm, maybe two arms out. Move the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, maybe draw the arms forward. Exhale, maybe draw them back. Let's do that 2 more rounds on the rhythm of the breath. Make sure you maintain that soft bend in those knees so we're not locking them out, and feel the weight of the body in the balls of the feet. Come back. Release, hands down. Do the little push-up to come up. Whew. Little wiggle it out if you need. Let's come into warrior 2. Lift one heel. Turn those toes and the knee out to the side. Back toes slightly in, heel to arch alignment, and then bend through that front knee, the lead knee, to stack it. Top of the ankle, track it towards the center of those toes. Turn the shoulders and the chest to your chair. Turn the hips as much towards your chair without sacrificing the position of that lead knee. Let's open the arms out and move the shoulders down. Extend out through the fingers, and then let's turn the head. Warrior two. Hold here for another couple rounds of breath. So just holding, feeling the strength of the pose, the strength of our bodies, and working on the balance. Let's flip that lead palm and reverse warrior. Maybe bottom hand onto the top of the chair for support, or maybe just relaxing it or even wrapping it back behind. Quick check, make sure that front knee is still tracking towards the center of those toes. Nice stretch here. Nice. Let's come back. Warrior two. Straighten the leg for a triangle pose. Draw the hips back and up. Reach forward and up. When you can no longer stretch, then let's change the position of the hands. Move the shoulders down. And then same thing, maybe the bottom arm is just very gently relaxing down. Maybe you're wrapping it back behind you, or maybe it's on the chair. Maybe the top arm is up or by the ear. Softly bend through that lead knee to come back to warrior two. Release hands down. All 10 toes pointing forward. Little shake out if you need. Over to the other side. So all those little cues for alignment are really important for the safety of the pose. So let's bend now this lead knee, stack it atop the ankle, track towards the center of those toes. Back toes just in slightly, just for the hip positioning. Upright the spine, shoulders over the hips. We'll turn the torso as much as we can towards the chair without sacrificing the position of that lead knee. And then maybe 1 or 2 arms lift. Move the shoulders down. Extend out through the fingers. Breathe here. Energize. Lots of energy in the body. Notice what's happening with this back leg. Sometimes this back leg wants to kind of get a little relaxed, so strengthen it out. Let's flip that lead palm, reverse warrior, move the shoulders down, breathe. Still take a quick peek at that lead knee, make sure it's still bending and tracking toward the center of those toes. Let's come back, warrior two, straighten the leg for triangle, hips drop back and up. Imagine somebody is pulling your arm, that lead arm forward and up. Move the shoulders down. When you can stretch no more, then just swivel the arms. I'm going to keep my bottom arm on the chair for support. And then whatever position for this top arm feels good. Lots of strength and stretch in this pose. Also a little bit of balance too. And then to come out, bend through that lead knee. Warrior two, release arms down, all 10 toes pointing forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, soft bend in those knees. Hinge forward at the hips, stretch out through the back of the legs. Maybe forearms stay on the top of the chair. Maybe hands are on the seat of the chair. Maybe you're resting your rib cage on the top of the chair like I am. But we're just looking for a mild sensation of a stretch for the back of those legs. And breathe. All right, we'll bend through those knees, walk those hands back to the top of the chair. Try to maintain that strong flat back. Elbows in, push up. Step those feet towards each other, and let's go into our tree pose, our balance pose. So find mountain pose where you're standing up nice and tall. Feet can be a little bit closer together. Find that Ujjayi breath. Let's do a few arm circles. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Nice. One hand can be on the chair. Let's lift one heel, open it out for tree. Heel on the inside of the ankle, of the standing ankle, soft bend in that standing leg. Tighten up through the core, and then find your tree. Maybe a finger stays onto the chair, or maybe the foot stays a little bit further down, or slide it up. So lots of ways to challenge yourself. We just want to find those little wiggles and wobbles and find that Ujjayi breath. Focus on the breath. That helps to center the mind and calm the mind. Last round of breath here. And then slowly release. I always like to do a little wiggle, little shake in between to kind of reset, get any tension out. Let's go over to the other side. So knee up to 45 degrees, little bend in that standing leg. And then find your balance here. Remember, the sides of the body are going to be different. So maybe the arm position will be different. Maybe the hands are at the heart. I'll do the hands at the heart for this side. Find that Ujjayi breath. You can focus on the breath. Last round. All right. Let's slowly release. Little shake out. And then let's do a standing stretch. So I'm going to turn the chair around. And then I'm going to stand next to the chair and place one knee onto the chair. So it depends on the height of your chair. So find what works best for you. And then from here, there's a few options. You can walk that standing leg a little bit forward. You could start to bend the knee a little bit. So we're just looking for a mild sensation of a stretch on the thigh and the hip flexor, or you can even walk your knee a little bit back. And if you do need to add a little pillow underneath that knee, depending on your type of chair, then go ahead and do so. And then standing up nice and tall, breathing here. So we're stretching out through the thigh and the hip flexor. Ooh, that's a good one. And then let's slowly release and let's go over to the other side. Gently place the knee onto the chair. And then find how further forward this front foot can be, or you can adjust the knee on the chair. So nice stretch on this thigh and hip flexor. And then standing up tall as usual with that good posture. Ooh, that feels good. One last round of breath here. All right. And then let's slowly come on up. All right, let's carefully have a seat in our chair so that we can finish our practice with our grounding poses. So they say that our hips carry a lot of negative emotions. So I want to make sure we stretch them out and try to smooth out those emotions in our hips. So let's come into our classic thread the needle pose. Option one, if you'd prefer to not cross the legs, or if you have any concerns with your joints, separate the feet wider than the hips, step 1 foot forward, and then relax for it. Option two, only if this is safe for the joints and comfortable and feels good, ankle over the thigh above the knee, flex to the foot. And this one, I'm going to lean back. I'm just going to relax here, feel a nice stretch, opening and sensation in the hip. Maybe even just relax those arms back. So find the option that works best for your body, that feels the best for you today. If you can, sometimes I like to interlace my fingers and really get a stretch through the chest. So our priority is to stretch out the hips, but as we'll get another stretch for the chest or the arms. Maybe you're just leaning it back. Every time I lean back, I have the urge to yawn. All right. And then let's pull ourselves up. You're going to press your way up. Let's move over to the other side. So option one, other foot steps forward, come forward, or ankle over the thigh above the knee. This is our classic thread the needle pose. Lift those toes up to the knee. And then maybe it's a lean back, or maybe you're just staying where you are. So find what works best for you, where you can breathe comfortably, feel a nice easy stretch for the body. Maybe if it feels good, hands behind the head, or just relax down, kind of leaning it back, but have the head in a comfortable position. So we don't want to be straining through the neck or any other part of the body. Maybe closing the eyes, imagining you're on vacation somewhere. Maybe you are on vacation somewhere. If you are on vacation, good for you for getting your yoga practice in. All right, and then let's slowly release and find our way back to our opening pose of our seated Shavasana, which will also be our closing pose. So palms of the hands up for more energy, or palms down for more grounding, more calming. You can close the eyes or have a soft gaze down. Let's find a way to breathe that is most comfortable. Maybe that's your Ujjayi breath, maybe it's not. And enjoy these next couple minutes of peace. And slowly begin to deepen the breath. Send some movement into your fingers, into your toes. Maybe stretch the arms. And let's draw the palms of the hands together at our heart to recall the intention or dedication that you set at the beginning of your practice. Let's stack the hands atop the heart to take a moment to feel gratitude to yourself for coming to your practice, or feel gratitude for whatever you are grateful for in your life. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. As always, it is a privilege and a joy. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.